Hi, this is Ben with Dynamic Real Estate Innovations, and today I'm joined with Rebecca Smith. She's a realtor for Keller Williams, and I'll let you go ahead and take the rest of your introduction.
Hi, my name's Rebecca Smith, and I'm with Keller Williams Portland Central, and I work both in Oregon and Washington helping clients.
Awesome. So, for those viewers who don't know anything about you, is there anything else you'd want to let them know or a little bit more about you?
This is always my least favorite question every time. um, I've been in real estate here in the Pacific Northwest for about 2 years, and then my family's been in real estate all over the US for about 40 years. And I honestly just tried to run from it, but always fell back into it. So I'm really enjoying helping clients in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Inevitably trapped into the industry. Oh no.
Yeah.
I can think of worse fates, I think.
Oh, totally.
um, so, how do you feel Portland real estate is shaping up for this summer that's already kind of upon us? It doesn't seem like it right now. I'm looking out at the gray weather.
Right? It's gray weather and 50 degrees.
Yeah.
So it's definitely slowing down. We're definitely seeing homes on the market a little longer, and buyers are definitely being a little more picky. We're still in a seller's market, but the shift has definitely started to sort of happen.
Gotcha. Okay, so you think we're already slowing down, like going into those months where it'll kind of taper off for this winter?
No, definitely not tapering off. I
Okay.
mean, I was active all like I'm pretty busy all the time. Um, when I so this year, like this current week, we have 2 months worth of inventory instead of a month and a half of inventory available. So we're still very much in that that seller's market. We don't really hit a buyer's market until we're about 6 months worth of inventory on the market. So
It's been quite a while since we've had that.
yeah.
So, awesome. Well, what sections of Portland do you see as kind of up and coming for the next 6 months, or which ones would be on your watch list?
So on my watch list are, Lentz, FOPO for sure. Boring is on my watch list. Beaver Creek is on my watch list. Vancouver is definitely on my watch list. Woodland and Salmon Creek. So kind of what's happening is people in Portland who have been here a long time are looking to move out and have a little more space.
Yeah, definitely having the we're seeing that expansion out, like you usually do with big cities, because
Yes.
kind of like with New York, where it starts to get too expensive in the city core, and so you expand out to make prices more reasonable.
Yes, very much so.
Awesome. And the nice part about that is eventually you get out of the city of Portland limits, so you don't have to worry about their enforcement codes.
Yes and no, because other cities are looking at Portland enforcement codes and looking to pick those up.
True enough. True enough. But I'm hoping they'll take a little bit longer to look at the benefits and costs of them before they implement stuff. But we'll see what happens.
I agree. I agree.
Um, we talked a little bit about inventory before, but how do you feel inventory in the kind of average days on market for Portland is shaping up for this time compared to like last year at the same time?
So average days on market right now is 41 days.
Okay.
And that's just across the board, everything averaged out. So it's 41 days average, whereas last year it was probably 21 days.
Gotcha.
So we're definitely like looking at a longer time on market, and we're also looking at price drops.
Okay. So we're seeing price drops. I would assume that would also play into having more inventory than we've had before, even though it's only 2 months, but it's still.
Yeah, and buyers are definitely being a little more picky with what they decide to buy. And
Gotcha.
they're willing to wait out the market for their house now instead of feeling like they have to hurry.
Gotcha. Maybe they're able to see some of the trends too, and that helps give them some solace that they can wait it out because they see the market starting to shift a little bit.
Yeah, and you're also having buyers starting anywhere from 6 months to a year out before they need to move,
Oh, gotcha.
looking for homes.
More prepared buyers. I actually like that part of it because it
Yeah,
makes it easier to work with people when you know everybody knows what's going on
yes,
well in
very
advance.
much so.
Um, do you think we're in like a really healthy market right now, or should we be concerned about major kind of jumps or drops from either the buyer or the seller side in the next couple of years?
I honestly don't feel like I can predict that. Just because our political climate's just a little different right now. Um, and every day there's a change in interest rates. This week, interest rates had gotten a bit better. But then you have news that Italy and the euro might all have a weird collapse. So there's just a lot to watch. I think in the Portland metro area and just all the whole area, we will see steady growth for the next few years. It's predicted for the next 3 years at least for a 3% growth. And I can definitely see that happening, just keeping my watch on what's going on in the tech world too.
Okay. Yeah, we definitely that's one of our main employers, and housing follows employment, so that's a
Yeah,
big factor to watch for sure.
definitely.
Awesome. And one thing that I found interesting, I was looking at a report you sent me the other day, and I hadn't thought about this before, but do you feel like the market is kind of stratified in different areas in that you'd see like at the higher price range, there's a definite difference in the buyer and their habits versus the medium or lower price ranges?
So I think I need you to define stratified for me.
Yeah, well, I guess what I mean is there like a definite difference between if you have like high end buyers, let's say 80,000 and up, versus like
You mean
80,000 to 400,000?
800,000?
Huh?
You mean 800,000?
Or eight? Yeah, sorry. 800,000 on up, and then like 800 to 400 range, and like let's say 400 to 350 or 300 range, and then down below that.
Oh
As
yeah.
far as like their habits, the inventory.
Oh
Um,
yeah. So right now, if you're in between 0 to 2, your days on market, there's only 6 like active. So 0 to 100,000, there's only 6 active listings right now. 3 of those are already pending.
okay.
Um, then you go up to, say we go up to 250,000. They're still going really quickly in the single family. You hit up, then let's go up to 400,000 there. That group is still moving very quickly. At about 450, we're starting to stall out a bit and be longer days on market. And then anything over 600 is longer on the market. And then up in the
Okay.
millions, it sits for a bit, unless you have land involved.
Okay. Gotcha. Do you know? Is that pretty normal to see that
Mm-hmm.
difference in the low price range being eaten up so quickly versus the higher price range? It seems like it would be
Yeah,
kind of a natural
because
phenomenon.
it's what's affordable. Because the average
Yeah.
person can't afford a $800,000 home.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I wish I could right now, but so awesome. So I know you talked about not wanting to predict, um, but if you were going to speculate, what would What would be your prediction for, let's say, the next 3 months or 6 months?
Okay, so my gut is in the next 6 months, um, we're still going to have lots of active buyers and lots of sellers, but what the buyers demand and ask of the sellers is going to be higher. If you're looking for investment properties, I would start to look in Vancouver because the waterfront is about to be finished and they just have some really big, amazing plans happening out there. And if you're looking to fix and flip, I would head out of town a little bit and look there just to see what you can find. Like
Yeah, there may be some.
I did a survey of like 300 agents just to see what areas they are seeing booming and what their predictions are. And they still, Lentz for close-in, FOPO, St. John's, and then they're moving further out to Boring and Gresham out that way. And then some of them even were like past Sauvie Island and everything out that way.
Oh wow, that is north.
Yeah, because it's a straight shoot into downtown.
Yeah. Oh yeah, on the highway there. I don't remember do you remember what number the highway is? Like
No.
26 or something? I don't remember.
I just get on and drive.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Ellen and I actually went out to Sauvie Island a couple weekends ago. It's definitely it's a beautiful beach and hiking area if anybody has a chance to get out there.
Yeah, and there's tons of fresh like produce out there and flowers. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. Um, so are you seeing a lot of population growth in Portland? And then how do you see that affecting the market?
There is a lot of population growth. There's still tons of building going on, and there's still tons of building, happening and predicted for the, foreseeable future. I grew up in both Los Angeles and LA in Orange County, so to me this is all super normal and the way the cycle goes. People who have been here for years don't like the growth and move out, and but then people keep coming in, and I don't, just from what I've seen in the past, I don't really see it stalling out anytime.
Gotcha. So you think the influx of people will be enough to kind of counteract the people that decide they don't want that big urban growth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've met a lot of new friends from California. Let's say working in for real estate.
My buyers from California have sort of slowed down this year, but I still have a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, if there's one thing about our market, it's definitely still lower than LA.
Oh my gosh, in San
But
Francisco and
mhm.
Seattle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, speaking of the building and the cranes, I want to say it was 2 or 3 weeks ago that I checked last, but we had the second most cranes up in the nation building new buildings, second only to Seattle. So
Really?
hopefully that's not old information at this point. I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago that I knew that, but
Nice.
yeah,
I live in a high rise in the Pearl, so every morning I get up and kind of count my cranes that I can see because I think it's fun.
yeah. I think we were high 20s last time I checked, 26,
Wow.
27, something like that. So
Nice.
they're going up and down. So take that for what it is on the date of the information, but that's what I had heard. Um, So what type of buyers are you seeing more of as far as like segments of buyers? So I was looking at like new home buyers versus repeat home buyers, uh,
Right.
people moving in from other states or things like that.
So the first 4 months, I sort of do my year in 4 month increments just because it's easiest for me to track. My first 4 months of the year were all new buyers who bought new construction,
Oh wow.
except for one person. Um, and then the rest were all people buying new construction and had lived in Portland either a year or less or were moving in from another city.
So
And
would
then,
those be people who were like, they kind of tried the city out and they maybe rented for a year while they got their business and all
yes,
lined up and then they bought?
yeah.
Okay.
And all of it, or they were moving here for work, and all of it was new construction. And then the second segment of the year has been very mixed. A couple new buyer, like new home construction, and then the rest are people who have been here for a while and are ready to put down roots.
Gotcha. Do you see that cycle at all any year? Like, do you normally see new buyers at the beginning of the year and then it transitions into downsizing or anything like that, or is it usually a
No,
mixed bag?
it's just it's all different every year. Like every single transaction is literally different, and none of them are the same ever.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Well, I mean, I think that also seems to be the way it goes in real estate is you have a lot of 3-2 houses and whatnot, but they're never the same 3-2 house and
No,
always so
never.
different. So awesome. That was all the questions I had for you. Do you have any other thoughts on the market or just anything else you feel like investors or anybody in real estate might want to know about Portland or um, in general?
Um, so if you're an investor and want to buy and hold, I would not be scared of our new rent laws. I would just really make sure you talk to your attorney about them. I guess because I lived in New York and LA, they don't, like, the new laws don't scare me. They're pretty easy to stay in line with. And if you do want to build something, I would try building affordable housing. So staying under the 350 mark, if at all possible, because that's something we're definitely lacking in inventory.
Okay. Sounds like that'll get gobbled up right away. If you build something
Oh
that's
yeah,
that's on that lower end, then
exactly.
it'll get sold like
Yeah.
that. Okay.
And and then I would also invest in Vancouver. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan of what they're doing. There's a lot of growth and a lot of potential there that's not tapped.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see them almost because I know Sarah comes from Vancouver and she has a heck of a time sometimes driving down in the mornings because it's starting to get busy up there.
Yeah.
Um, I'd be interested to see if the city would almost is considering anything with expanding the bridges, but
They are, and there's a couple expansions talked about, and they're just sort of infighting about it. But Vancouver's doing a huge waterfront project that's almost finished, and there's a waiting list for the condos right now.
yeah, you'd think with that and then the new housing, they're going to have to stop their infighting hopefully and get that work done because they need the infrastructure to support it.
Yes, it would be lovely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and interview with me and share some insight with the other investors.
Thanks for asking, Ben. I appreciate it. Hope y'all
Uh,
have a great day.
you too. Always a pleasure.
All
Talk to you later,
right.
Rebecca.
Bye,
Bye.
Ben.